Hi, everybody. I'm Ms. Lee. We're going to be talking about solving radical equations. So we'll start with a couple of easy ones, and I'll tell you the process, and then you'll do some practice, and then we'll do some more difficult ones. Just to begin, just a reminder of some things, or just maybe putting out there some of the vocabulary. As you guys know, this is called the radical, and this number here is called the index. Okay. This isn't used very often, but I want you to know the technical language, so I'm putting that out there. That n is the index, and then what's inside the radical, this is called the radicand. Okay, so the general process for when you're solving an equation, general process, so this doesn't work perfectly every time, but generally, one, isolate the radical. Then raise each side of the equation to the index. So whatever this number is, so if it's cube root, you're going to cube both sides to undo that radical. So raise each side. Okay, so we're raising each side of the equation to the index, so to the whatever power this is, to eliminate the radical. And then you're going to algebraically solve. And then you're going to check your solution by plugging back in. Or substituting back in. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a quick example. Okay, so as you can see, the radical is already isolated, but I'm going to go ahead and just write that down just as a confirmation that we've isolated our radical. Just so you guys know, that's your first step. Okay, so again, I'm just writing down that we already isolated the radical. So if the radical was not isolated, you would have had to do that. So next step will be to undo the radical. Well, how do you undo square root? Well, you square both sides. So we take square root of 2x minus 4, and we square it. So square this side, and we square this side. The issue is that when you square both sides, it is possible that you might end up with extraneous solutions because you're multiplying by more stuff and more x's, and so you might end up with more solutions. And so that's why at the end, you're going to have to check your solution. Okay, so we square both sides, and we get 2x minus 4 equals 64. We add both 4 to both sides. This is now just solving algebraically. So solve algebraically. So we add the 4. We have 2x equals 68. Here we divide both sides by 2, and we get 34. X equals 34. Are we done? No, we are not. You must plug this back into the original equation, make sure that it works. So we plug back in. And so we have the square root of 2 times 34 minus 4. Does that equal question mark? Does that equal 8? Well, you do the square root of 2 times 34. 2 times 34 is 68. So square root of 68 minus 4. Does that equal 8? Well, does the 64 or square root of 64 equal 8? It sure does. So check, this is right. And so x equals 34. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a few practice problems right now, and then I'll see you in a bit. Happy day.